This camera is on. Check it. Yeah, so you can speak. No, you can speak. You can speak. It's fine. It's fine. Right? You can speak. Oh. Yes, yes. 77. We need an 18. I wanted to. There's this thing here.
I'll get a phone. I'll get it.
There's somewhere where you should be able to give page. I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi. So no, they can go. It's off. Yeah, you can go into my phone. But what is the same person now? Don't worry, you can speak.
Oh, Nigel, kita awan. Okay, take this.
Good afternoon, the TNC College community. Let me start by taking this chance to apologize that we are starting late, and this is due to practicing some natural rules, the in loco parentis, that becomes an important rule for lecturers or educators. And as such, one has to give priority to such. It is my privilege and honor to stand here before the graduandee and to stand here before the senior management of the TVET College, Tshwane North College. Let me start by acknowledging and accepting the fact that we have started late, and we welcome the following: the parents of the graduandees, the senior management of the college, the student community, especially the SRC, the lecturers, the staff as large, and all the stakeholders of the TNC. You are welcome. Let me give this opportunity to the chairperson of the council to start and welcome everyone. Thank you.
Ndimasiari. Absheni. Dumelang, Molweni, Sanbonani. By the powers vested on me as the chairperson of Tshwane North TVET College Council, I hereby declare this congregation of graduation of 2021 open. Thank you.
Thank you, Prof, for the welcoming. May I request the congregation and the senior management to be seated. At the present moment, we will be introducing someone. It is a very sad moment for us, but also a jubilant moment at the same time. I must state that as Africans, when there are moments within us as a family, when we rejoice and celebrate, we sing. And whether it's a chorus or a hymn, but what remains the fact is that we sing. Stating that, I must state that in 1841, there was this lady, Sarah Flora Adams, who wrote one well-known hymn, and that hymn goes by the name of Nearer, My God, to Be. It must be noted that when that hymn was penned down, it was because these people were going through a struggle, much as our student went through a struggle. It is very unfortunate that it is not all of them who are here, and that is why we'll remain to say that, nearer, my God, to thee. At this present moment, let me call upon Mem Serache to come and do the honor for those who departed us and those who would remain in our memories. Mem Serache.
With due respect, we'll ask our chairperson of the council to light the candle on behalf of the deceased family. As she'll be doing that, may we all rise.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I
us requested to bow our heads. This will be a moment of silence for our beloved departed members' souls. May their souls and the faithful departed through the mercy of God rest in peace. Amen. The names are as follows: Mabena Gwendolyn, Maponya Neo, Mohale Anna, Mashele Cheryl, Matlari Andres, Mahlangu Zandile, Mumakwe Johanna, Sateke Richard, Naidu Danpal, Matsila Gadisile, Bukaba Sem, Herbel Steve, Mokwani Poketo, Makena Ina, Mokwajani Emily, Selaelo David, Malinga Julia, Lishangwa Beatrice, Mshaba Kulu, and Maku Ruth. Grant unto them, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon them. Amen. May we all sit.
The soul of those who departed will remain with us, much as that candle will be a sign to us that when they departed with us, they departed in peace, and the light will remain shining with us as the Tshwane North TVET College. At the present moment, let me remind the graduate dean to say that it is about a moment for them to celebrate, but it's not yet that time, since we are still going through this process until it has ended. I must now, at the present moment, call upon the SRC president to come and state a word of encouragement, and even to thank the parents who have been in support of their kids all through the way. Thank you.
Thank you. Greetings to Tshwane North TVET College. A very warm welcome to the College Council, Prof. T.S. Pendler, the chairperson, and also the senior management. Ms. T.E., Madam Principal, Ms. M.M. Toba also, the Deputy Principal Corporate, Mr. S.P. Svetlana, Deputy Principal, Academics, and may all protocol be observed. My name is Razan Baloy. I am the SRC President of Tshwane North TVET College. If you were to ask me, I will say it all start with a dream. I believe that we all have dreams, but what makes a dream distinct and special is how you fulfill it. A dream is not what you see during sleep. A dream is what causes you not to sleep. Some people walk in the shadow of their dreams. Some spectate their dreams. Some forever dream about their dreams, and some pursue their dreams. You are never too young or too old to pursue your dreams. In fact, from the moment you start having a dream, you are ready. See, as people, you are like seeds of an apple tree. An apple tree seed is encoded with all the characteristics it needs in order to mature into an apple tree. So are we. But it all depends on the choices we make and our attitude. Let me take you back in time when you graduated at kindergarten. I'm talking with the graduate now, to primary school. There is some sort of fear instilled in you. It's not child's play. You're going to get homeworks, etc. and extra, those kind of things. But then you progress to high school. And then again, you are told that high school is not pop and place. Then workload is draining, but you still progress to varsity. And congratulations to that. When you are told, welcome to life after matric, you're on your own. But congratulations, because of you made it. Today, we are talking the language of graduation. Singing that you made it through regardless of anything. Now, they're going to tell you about the high unemployment rate and say, welcome to the survival of the fittest. What I'm trying to put across here is that each and every stage in this life, it has its own challenges, beliefs, and fears. A lion is regarded as the king of the jungle mainly because of its attitude. Attitude goes a very long way, and attitude, it's all it takes. It's true what they say. Your attitude determines your altitude. I hope today when you look at how far you have come, you dance for it. It took you to make unpopular decisions. It took you to try, fail, learn, excel, and it took you courage and hard work. For that, you deserve a best. Today, when we look at you, we see conquerors. We see our inspiration, our role models. We see hope. We see manure. We respect you guys. On behalf of all students, I would love and really, really love to congratulate you. I wish you well in representing us into the corporate world. Thank you.
Well said, Mr. Baloi. Good encouraging words for the graduandees. We really appreciate it that one of us, especially one of the graduandees, has said such words. We are living in times between times, a time wherein we are reminded that we must put on a mask, a time when we are reminded that we must sanitize, a time when we wake up, we don't forget that we must pray, and a time wherein when we sleep, we must also be reminded that we must pray. It becomes a norm to the point wherein we are no longer reminded. We know that for us to be here, it is through the one who is above. Let me take this opportunity to say that for us to stand firm as where we are, and for us to safeguard this graduandees, and for us to say that you are here because of your parents, we are here because of the lady that I'll be calling, because of her firmness, because of her leadership. Thus we are here. Let me call upon the principal of the institution, Mrs. T.E. Tsibuko, to come and address the graduandees and the parents. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Program Director, for those kind words of welcome. Chairperson of the College Council, council members, members of the college management team, and the staff members present, graduandees, family, friends, and extended relatives who are joining this unprecedented virtual graduation ceremony virtually. The President of the SRC and SRC members are present. On behalf of the College Council and the Academic Board, I welcome you all to the 2021 virtual graduation ceremony, the first of its kind at Tshwane North TVET College. I wish to acknowledge the 2019 and 2020 graduandees. Congratulations for your achievements. I'm so proud of each one of you today. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to indicate to say that history is going to remember a lot about this time due to the advent of COVID-19 that is forcing all of us to adapt to the new normal. I need to indicate and emphasize that during COVID-19 and post-COVID-19, education and training will never be the same again. It is clear that the pandemic has utterly disrupted the education system. Research suggests that online learning has been shown to increase retention of information and takes less time, meaning that the changes coronavirus has caused might stay here forever. Further, the advent of the pandemic has brought new challenges where we find ourselves in a global digital economy that changes rapidly. Technology keeps on moving. The other day, I was listening to the fact that most of us, due to the instruments that we've got as our telephones, we may not be receiving WhatsApps anymore. I think that if I'm not mistaken, they said that from the 1st of November, because it's only those with certain instruments and gadgets will be receiving WhatsApp. And that's how we see the rapid changes that come with, the digitization of all the things that we do. For us to adapt to the new normal, we require a cadre, and I am addressing the graduandee today. We need a cadre of young people who should be trained to take up the future unknown jobs. And you should also be ready to embrace innovation and cognitive technologies of the fourth industrial revolution, like artificial intelligence, blockchain, and autonomous mobility and the drones, to name but a few. During the COVID-19 season, we have witnessed the loss of life, and we did honor some of our colleagues who passed on during the period or during the season of COVID-19. We have witnessed loss of life, and we have also witnessed livelihoods in many households that have been negatively impacted. And all of us will surely remember all that. There's no way in which we can go into history and not remember that. Today, I would like to address the men and women of the moment, and those are the graduandees. Amidst all the challenges experienced, I want you to remember that one thing that you gained, and that one important, incredible thing that you gained is your certificate or your diploma. You know exactly what it took to get to that point of receiving that or of being where you are. Normal life changed on the 27th of March 2020, where everything seemed to stop, from the hard lockdown movements to even adjusted levels that separated you from your friends and from your support network. Some of you kept on studying. Some of you, because you were placed at work environments so that you can get your practical experiences, you did go to work. You kept on striving, and you made it to this day. I want you to remember that you have what it takes to go through anything. The president of the SRC indicated, to say that where you are today
it is because of your endurance. So when you come up against an obstacle or experience a setback, remember the resilience that you showed in the past year. You demonstrated the determination that you have the strength to get through anything. If you have survived that period, you should know that the sky is only the limit. Remember that you do not have to get through anything alone. You are not alone. We are all in this together. And when we look out for one another, everybody is better off. If things get difficult, look around you. There are people around you so that they can make things better if we come together and support one another. Your success, other than your efforts, is also a testimony to the contributions of our dedicated lecturers and support staff. It is important we also acknowledge their sacrifices in enabling you to graduate from Tshwane North TVET College today. Lastly, I want to recognize the parents, guardians, and families that have always been there for you and given you the support that you required. Surely, from humble beginnings, where the majority of us come from, you have passively endured many hardships and made many sacrifices to enable your children, parents, and their loved ones to receive college education and to graduate. I want to leave you with this quotation by Nora Roberts. Open quote, "If you don't go after what you want, you'll never have it. If you don't ask, the answer is always no. If you don't step forward, you are always in the same place." Close quote. And I believe that the president of the SRC said it all. I wish you the best in your future endeavors, and God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you for the wonderful speech, Madam Principal. I must state that in life we've got different categories of molding people. And the TVET sector has got a role to play in molding the andragogics. And that is where we play to mold an andragogic holistically. And the principal emphasized the fact that one thing that we have done was to mold, the skills of the graduandees and also their minds. And I must say that we didn't mold people to be breadwinners in such a way that at the end of the day, their families will be worried why they are not vaccinated. But it's one of those things, when we mold people such that they should be knowing and acknowledging where they come from. Let me take this opportunity to introduce Mem Kone, who will be introducing the guest speaker, Mem Kone.
Ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Program Director. Ladies and gentlemen, our guest speaker needs no introduction. She graces our television screen every day of the week. She's a popular actress known as Mapiti in Skeem Sam. She's a South African who is born in Limpopo. She holds a BA degree in audiovisual communication from the University of Johannesburg. She is extremely hardworking individual who believes in producing good work of only the highest standards in anything she does. She is a very creative person who is constantly looking for new opportunities and innovative ways to attack new challenges. She is punctual and very diligent in terms of her work ethics, as well as a very caring person who believes in looking for the best in all people and situations. However, she is also very practical and logical in her approach. Her bubbly and vibrant personality allows her to get along with people of all races and from different backgrounds with great ease. She is eager to learn and grow from whatever ventures she pursues. She keeps striving for great professionalism and development. Among some of her works or achievements, she is an ambassador for Love Life campaigns. She was a National Book Week ambassador as well from 2017 to 2019. She is also an ambassador of Constitutional Hill from 2014 to present. She is also an ambassador and was for Gauteng Ishashalazi Theatre Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome Mokau Olina Mutlatsi. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and of course, the stars of today's show. Welcome, class of 2021. Thank you so much for having me here and affording me the time to celebrate such a special day with you all. My name is Morao Mutlatsi, and I am a creative. Now, let me break that down for you. Firstly, I'm an actress, which means I basically pretend to be other people for a living. Secondly, I am a writer, and that means that I make things up. I'm not a liar, but I'm just a storyteller. As an actress and a writer, sometimes the line can be a little bit blurred between real life and story life. However, in the story world, someone just got married, whereas unfortunately, some of us are still looking for a boyfriend. Number three, and a lot of people don't know this about me, I'm actually a certified life coach and neuro-linguistic practitioner. This means that I'm actually qualified to help people discover their path, purpose, and motivate them to do and be better than what they are right now. And that is what I hope to offer you today. So enough about me. I hope that short introduction gives you an idea of who I am. Before we start, I'd like you to do a small exercise for me. I'd like you to close your eyes and indulge me for a few minutes. I want you to relax and think about your first day coming to school. How did you feel? Was there some anxiety? Were you scared? Were you excited? Did you make it in time for orientation, or were you late? Think about that day. Think about how you felt. Think about what your goals were when you first set foot on your campus. Look back and think about all of the goals that you had set for yourself in the beginning of this journey. Now, I want you to think about some of the disappointments that you faced. Were you able to hand in all of your assignments on time? Were you able to deliver on everything that the school required of you? Take your time, think about it. And then think about some of your achievements. What did you actually do right during this time? Did you achieve all of the goals that you set out to achieve? What were your challenges and how did you overcome them? Because that in itself is an achievement. And then lastly, think about the lessons that you've learned from your failures, your disappointments, as well as your achievements and your success. Combine the two together and think about the journey that you've traveled to get you to this point today, where you can proudly say that you have done it. You did it, you are here, and you are graduating. Now, this is very interesting because this is being recorded, so now it's going to be out there for a very long time. But I have a confession to make. And Kalokopala, don't judge me because this is how life goes. Ladies and gentlemen, it took me 6 years to finish a 3-year degree. 6 years to finish a 3-year degree. And that's all because I was impatient, I was impulsive, and I ended up making decisions that would have long-term effects on my life. I want to get into the story of why it took me 6 years to finish a 3-year degree and why I do not see this as a failure. So this all basically started in 2011 when I was a student, a first-year student at the University of Johannesburg. And initially, I was supposed to be studying law. My parents knew from when I was in matric that I had applied and I had been accepted to study law. But at the very last minute, I decided, like any good child would do, that I'm going to go in the opposite direction of what I had planned, and I decided to study film. Now, obviously, at that time, it's the end of the year, applications were closed. The only thing that I could do is wait for late applications. Fortunately, I was able to get accepted into a degree called audiovisual communications, which is just another way of saying film and television. Now, the plan for me was to be a director and a writer. Acting was not a part of the plan for me. However, in first year, in March, I was told that we would only be able to start shooting our own stories. I would only be able to start directing in third year. That did not sit well with me, so Morao did what any good child would do. I took matters into my own hands and I decided to go explore the world. Now, I sent out my CV, and mind you, I had just gotten out of high school, so my CV was pretty empty. I literally just had primary school, high school on my CV. But in first year, 2011, I decided to send out my CV to a whole lot of production companies asking if I could shadow their directors, their producers, not knowing exactly how the industry worked because I was impatient. A lot of production companies did not respond, but the few that did get back to me did tell me that unfortunately they would only be willing to take me after my first year. Of course, that was a big blow to my ego because I thought that things were going to be easy, but I did not let that stop me. I decided that I was going to be an extra on TV, just to get onto a set, just to make the networks of meeting the director and the people who work together to make a show happen. Luckily for me, a week after making this decision, I found out about auditions for this new funky show that was going to be on TV for SABC. And to make it even better, it was an SABC education show. So if I got onto the show, I could just tell my lecturers, well, no, it's an educational program. I went and I auditioned for this show. I actually auditioned for the role of Rachel, but they asked me to then read for a character called Mapiti, very small character. And she was just the girlfriend of the lead at that time. And that is the role that I got. That is how I got onto Scheme Sum. Now, going back to the point of why it took me 6 years to finish a 3-year degree, I got distracted from what my goal was. I got distracted from the goal of finishing school. Yes, the distraction was in the same industry that I wanted to be in. However, it did hinder my progress in this particular field. It doesn't matter where you start. It doesn't matter where you come from. What matters is that you recognize, realize, and visualize your goals so that you are able to stick with them. I was fortunate enough to have a goal that led me into what I'm doing right now. I was fortunate enough to have the ambition to not wait for what my degree was going to offer me. However, there were sacrifices that came from making the decision of working and studying at the same time. Now, like I said, it doesn't matter how you start. It doesn't matter how the journey goes. What matters the most is how you finish. The reality of why we are here today is that you guys out there had the power, the strength, the courage to start something and finally finish it. I think that some of you will agree, Gore, the only reason you were able to get to this point today, which many people were unable to get to, was because, number one, you made the right decisions. The decision to study while other people were partying. The decision to put effort into the work that you do. The decision to attend classes, whether virtually or in person, because of our whole COVID situation. You made the right decision by choosing your future over all of the distractions that were happening out there. Number two, you made the decision to keep pushing. Graduates, I know how difficult it is to remain focused when there are all these distractions, having fun, girlfriends, boyfriends, family life. There are sacrifices that you had to make. There are people that you had to let go of in order for you to find yourself in this position today as a graduate. And that is one of the ways that you just keep pushing. When things got hard, I know that many of you did not just sit down and say, Gore, it's hard, there's nothing I can do about it, but you kept on moving forward. Number three, I'm sure some of you learned from your mistakes. I know personally, I learned from the mistakes of not studying for tests and exams. And I'm sure a lot of you went through the very same experience. You learned from the mistakes of coming late to class, whether online or virtually. You learn from the mistakes of having certain people around you in your circle. That is why you've had to let some people go, because they were not conducive to you getting to where you are today. Number four, you had to believe in yourself. This is probably one of the most difficult things that people can actually learn to do. But believing in yourself is what will make your dreams come true. You have to believe that you deserve everything that you want. And you deserve to be here today watching this because you put in the work. Now, let's do another exercise. I would like you to close your eyes, similar as the first one. Close your eyes, relax, envision yourself 3 to 5 years from now. Where are you? What are you doing? Do you work for someone or are you self-employed? How do you feel? Are you proud of the decisions that you've made thus far? Have you believed enough in your dreams to keep pushing to get you to a point where you are happy with the life that you are living? It's 3 to 5 years from now. What are those goals? You being here today was once a dream. was once a goal. And the fact that you are here today is testament to the fact that you can make your dreams come true. It's testament to the fact that if you put your mind to something, you can achieve it. I have a little quote for you just before I close. It says, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." I'll say it again. The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams. You believed enough in yourself to get to this point. And I urge you to keep believing in yourself because it will be hard out there. I urge you to keep pushing and working hard for your dreams because you are going to have competition. You are going to have to make sacrifices. I urge you to keep dreaming as big as you possibly can and reaching as high as you possibly can so that you can land on the stars and in the clouds if you do fail. And if you do happen to fail, I urge you to learn from those lessons. Pick yourself up and keep moving. You've done it before. You've achieved before. The only thing that you can keep doing for yourself is repeating what works. Believe in yourself, keep working hard, keep pushing, and be very, very aware of the people that you have. Excuse me. Be very aware of the people that you have in your surroundings. It's important, and this is what I will leave you with. It's important to remember that nothing is given to you. If you want something, you need to go out and take it. And that's not an easy thing to do. And the only way to do it is with another quote from one of my favorite people out there, Walt Disney. And it says, "The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing." The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. This is only the beginning of a new chapter in your life. And I wish you all the best in making all of your dreams come true. Thank you.
Very encouraging, especially the words from someone that we all know, who basically comes back to us and say, it was never an easy road. Traversed very well throughout the 6 years, which makes sense. At the present moment, it is that moment where the graduate deans, wherever they are seated, and the parents would be going or singing hymns. And one of the hymns that is quite popular to me is Na Ke Bo Mang Mosebeding Ona. When well translated, it says, "Who are on the side of the bridge, shaking off the dust of the grave. They are the light and they are shining bright. With crowns on their heads, behold them entering the gates of the new Jerusalem." Let me take this opportunity to present to you that this veteran will be presenting a certificate of the National Vocational Certificate Graduate Deeds. That is veteran.
Good afternoon, the graduandees, and afternoon to all those that are present here. Council Chairperson of Tshwane North Tibet College Council. The following candidates have met the requirements of the National Certificate, Vocational Level 4 in Business Studies, Engineering Studies, and General and Utility Studies. It is my pleasure to introduce them. Thank you.
Yeah, the lamp is out. Yes, we are sorry, but the lamp is out. don't do that thing. I see my daughter because okay, it's fine. What can you do?
We stand proud as a college, a TVET college in the Swan area, that we were able to confer the national certificates to our graduates. At the present moment, now we can again see who answer Kabasahara or Jerusalem, Jemusha. Didn't someone Piswa, Pinya Town, Pimadia Konyana, Pimadia Konyana. We sing such songs because we know that in some of our families, we can only count, or even it is the first graduate that is coming from the family. Then people will present the national diplomas.
Thank you, Program Director, Chairperson of the College Council. The following candidates have met the requirements of the National Diploma in Business Studies, Engineering Studies, and General and Utility Studies. It is my pleasure to introduce them.
It's not just change. It's I really appreciate it.
master of inspiration. I'll tell you, the flesh that dies brings a God that lives in you to achieve the power of life in you. I sincerely pass my greatest gratitude to a friend, my papa, who left a message in a song for me to hear. It can only be proper to pass it on to the ears that feel and knows truth. Yes, I remember what my father said. Hey, hey. Let me say something right here. Look deep in your heart, for you are a master of generations to come. So you can be remembered and never wonder when your name is not called from the register of the masters. Yes, you are a master. Your body shaking with this beat. Cause you never, ever went before. I would like to ask the choir to join me sing the song. Thank you, BK.
Bible says, "Kuwana even today, as an institution, we are saying that the history making that the names that were read or that went through the 2021 regulations will remain in the institutions forever and ever. Let me call upon the principal to be presenting the best of the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Program Director. Chairperson of Council, I present to you the best performing students. Best performance in engineering studies, Dlamini Michelle Hennessy. Chairperson, best performance in business studies, Mlangeni Lydia. Chairperson of Council, the best performance in national certificate, vocational, Sikakani Trebile. Chairperson of Council, I would like to present to you the overall best college performer, Mlangeni Lydia. Thank you for the vote.
Times between times, that is when we are a time to sanitize and a time to say congratulations once again. And we need to be proud to say that we walked or we traversed this journey through. Despite the pandemic, families will jubilate and remain proud to be living radiant in their midst. I must now call upon, or let me call upon, the Deputy Principal Academic Services to do the activity.
Program Director, thanks very much. My task is very easy, just to acknowledge the people who create this occasion. And I want to again say good afternoon to our graduates, their parents or guardians, as well as the TNC community. Let me start by thanking the college chairperson, Professor Ian Sylvia Kaiser, joined also by the Charity Solote, time like this, share and be selected, that you can actually thank yourself for the leadership that we are providing this institution when looking at the number of graduates that the institution has produced. It's not only about thinking or ideally yourself, but one needs to acknowledge the leadership that you are facing from yourself and other council members. We really appreciate it and we appreciate your presence here today. And then I would also want to thank the principal for the guidance and support that has been provided throughout these years. And these graduates, we call them graduates today, because of their leadership. And we really appreciate the leadership that she provides throughout in that process. So, indeed, I also want to thank the president of the SRC, Mr. Ruzani Alou. We cannot have a council or call ourselves a team if we do not have skilled leaders. But I normally take them, I think we'll go into the third one next. But I must also believe that I've also learned a lot from this message of encouragement today that was sent to the graduates. The president said, the president said something about the dreams that other people keep on dreaming about their dreams, whilst others pursue their dreams. So I really appreciate that, president, that as you encourage these graduates today, it's also up to them to live their dreams. So we really appreciate the leadership coming from yourself, and let me also thank the college management and the campus management team, especially campus management teams, because they are always at the front when it comes to teaching and learning methods. So these graduates that we are celebrating today are as a result of the hard work and the dedication that they took all these years. So we really thank them. Together, also, I also want to thank the staff members, our lecturers and support staff members, because the support that they provided throughout these years has resulted in what we see today in the form of the graduates that we have. I also want to thank the graduates themselves, for having chosen TNC as an institution of their choice. You came here, you were subjected to a lot of things at this college, but you never lost your vision. You kept on going and you always tried to make your dream come true. Of course, you have made sacrifices and you suffered one or the other as you try to pursue your dream. I want to urge you to thank three people today. Firstly, it's your parents who have supported you through thick and thin, through the course of your journey of studies, that today you are counted amongst graduates in the TVET space. So convey a message of appreciation and support to your parents. And you can also, one of the other, find a way of thanking your lecturers and also the staff members who assisted you and supported you so that you complete your studies at this particular institution. Lastly, you have to thank yourself, because if you were to look back and check how many were with you when you started and how many have finished completed their studies with you, you may find that some fell among the wayside. But here you are standing, and today maybe already see your certificates and being counted amongst the graduates. This day belongs to you, and it is important that you celebrate this day. We deliberately chose to have this graduation on a Friday for a simple reason that you can have time to actually celebrate your achievement. But the former, I don't know if it's the former first lady, but of the United States, Michelle Obama, said this, that success is not about how much money you make. It is about the difference you make in other people's lives. So you are ready today with your certificate. You may be employed or self-employed. Obviously, you will make a difference in your family or on yourself. But here's the challenge which Ms. Obama put to you. You say, over and above that, you have to make a difference in other people's lives. We are living in a situation where there are social ills. COVID-19 is one of them. And there's expectation of the community that we live in to provide guidance and support in addressing these social ills. So the community is looking up to you in terms of providing guidance and support. I also want to thank our guest speaker, Marty for all the inspirational and motivational words that she said. I think you can take from her in terms of the struggles that she had and learn from her failures as well. But look at where she is today. Definitely, she can be counted amongst those that are successful indeed. And she mentioned these ways to say it doesn't matter where you come from or where you start. You must have a goal and visualize that goal and work towards achieving your goal. And it's what is the end that matters. So as graduates, you may think you have arrived, but this is a challenge that she's putting to all of us to say, let's have dreams, let's have goals, and work towards achieving those goals. So, in summary, what she said, and it is also supported by Michelle Obama. Obama says, if you don't get out there as a graduate from this institution, if you don't get out there and define yourself, you will be quickly defined, you will be quickly and inaccurately defined by others. So it's all in your hands So as a graduate, you go out there and define yourself, because other people, if you fail to do that, they will then end up defining you. And in that process, they will inaccurately define you. So it's a big day. As the college, we join you in the celebration and bring us for more. So lastly, I want to thank our graduation team. Really, sometimes, Chairperson, we underestimate the quality of personnel that we have. Last year, we postponed this graduation because of COVID, but little did we know that we can still have this type of a ritual. And we didn't outsource any service check. Is the quality of personnel that we have that put all this together. And on behalf of council, because I'm also in the council, and on behalf of management in the entire college team, I want to thank you for the dedication and the hard work. Like the principal normally says, we are because of you, or the TNC is what it is because of you. So we really thank you very much. In conclusion, Chair and Principal, let me also thank all the role players, all the people who watched this session virtually. I want to apologize for the delays that we experienced during at the beginning of the session. We should have started at 10, but we only started at 1. And the experiences, the negative experiences or challenges that we experienced, we really want to apologize unreservedly so to the TNC community. We've taken note and we'll do everything we know to avoid such occurrences in the future. I want to thank you all and thank you once again and congratulations to our graduates. Thank you.
Como how you people say that as I need to say, they never thought we would make this day, much as we could always participate in organization ceremony as of last year, but today we are seeing how kids are. Even the parents, where they are just witness the names of their kids, on the screen, and maybe to have the thought that some didn't even witness it because of the pandemic. But we are still saying for those who witness it, how it is. May I request everyone to stand as we will be singing the national anthem. Thank you. As we are still standing, the chairperson of the council will be Professor Lee.
By the powers vested in me as the chairperson of Family Law College Council, I hereby declare the dedication of the 2021 officially closed.
You can set up now. They are just waiting for you. You can, yeah. Yeah.